Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Well, today this is like one of my most asked questions about me being a paid confidential informant, a rat, stoolie, snitch, whatever derogatory other words there are out there to describe what I did. But you know what? I didn't, the reason that book says cop without a badge, because that's more like what I really was, you know? I wasn't snitching on people to get out of jail, except one. And we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about, like the title says, what's it like being an informant, a snitch, or a stool rat, whatever you want to call it, in prison, because that's where I became an informant. Not in a prison, a jail. It was the Queen's House of Detention in New York City. Then I went to the prison, which was Greenhaven. This is my actual inmate ID card from 1974, I guess, or the end of 1975, when I went up there on a parole revocation hearing. That's where I had to go, the big house. And I was an informant. So what was that like? And then we're going to also talk a little bit about what's it like being that good looking, blonde hair and blue eyes in a penitentiary. And you know what I'm talking about. It starts with the R word, what some inmates uh, do to pass the time while they're up there doing the rest of their natural life in prison. We're going to talk about that too, and how I escaped that. What did I? Stay to the end of the video. Let's see how I sucked him into that. Oh, did he get R or did I'm going to tell you that till the very end. Okay, so detectives from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office Squad, and this is what they looked like back then. This is them in the squad room on Hogan Place. This is the same DA's office that burnt our president, that phony case. And I'm talking about President Trump, not that other phony. Anyway, so these were the guys. This was Sergeant Jim Doherty. He was my mentor. It's all in the book. If you want to really know in depth, get a copy of my book, and it's right there. And this was my other friend here, Josh Wainwright, the black guy. And this guy here was Americo McCarter. He and I actually got into business when I came out here in California in 2000, where I opened up my own private investigative company doing workers' compensation fraud investigations. Ooh, say that 3 times fast. I know I can, but that's what I did. Anyway, I don't even know if he's still with us or not, but okay. So I've spoke about this before. So all these detectives kept coming to my cell, trying to get me to flip. And at that time, I was facing 5 criminal charges. And I was facing I had a case in Queens, I had a case in the Bronx, I had a case in Manhattan, or maybe I had 2 cases in Manhattan, and I had another case in Philadelphia. 5 of them rolling at the same time. That's why I sympathize a great deal with President Trump, having all these cases pending and what that means to you and your family. The one that really suffers, I'll tell you right now. That's why I always tell people, yeah, pray for President Trump, but even more so, pray for his family, because President Trump has balls of steel. You can't face him, no matter what you can't threaten him, you can't scare him. He is like Superman. Superman, the only thing that comes to mind that you can't hurt no matter what you do is Superman. When I was a kid, I used to watch that show, Superman. He's a Superman, but his family isn't. And there's so many of them. That's why we have to pray for them until this ordeal is over. It all backfired. I don't want to get into politics. I love President Trump. God bless him. And why wouldn't I love him? He's got the same hairdo I got. Yeah, 70 years old, still got all my hair. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, all these guys are coming. And I'm going, fuck, man, I got a parole violation. I still owe the state of New York a year on my parole. I'm screwed. Okay, what am I gonna do? And it never. Now, don't forget, at this time, I had Joey Bikini. Could have gave him up. Could have gave that brick Roy DeMeo up. I knew things about him. All the cars that we were taking to Elizabeth. I knew everything, but they were my friends. I didn't do it. I didn't want to rat nobody out. So how did I become an informant? So they go, listen, okay, we want to help you. Jim Doherty, I think for personal reasons, he liked me. I looked like one of his sons, who was about the same age as I was at the time. I don't know, but I looked at him like a father figure. So I don't want to really get too much into this. So he goes, we want to help you, but you got to give us something to hang a coat on. Oh, look like that. Yeah, I says, don't worry. There's plenty of people in jail with big mouths. And the last thing you want to do in jail is talk about your case, talk about crimes you committed. Anyway, so I found this sucker. And what did this, how did I do this? So how did I want, you give me one little thing, we'll go to bat for you, we'll get your parole reinstated, we'll go and we'll get all your cases squashed. We're going to do all of this. That's what he said. Or you're going to go to jail for the fucking what the fuck, right? So I go, okay. So there was a guy, his name is in the book, I forget, Picard. I think his name was Picard. And Picard had a $50,000 bail, and he stole not an Oriental, a Persian rug. Not the type of rug that you would walk on. It's the type of rug you would put in your mansion on a wall. Okay, I'm going to show it to you in a minute. I got it right here. All I got to do is flip that, and I'm going to show it to you. So he says, I got this rug. And when he stole the rug in 1964 from W.J. Sloan's, then they stored it in Morgan Manhattan storage on 81st Street in Manhattan. Then he gave it to his friend in the Bronx. So this was in a steamer trunk. So he goes, this is a very valuable rug. I go, a rug. So anyway, so I go, yeah, I got a friend of mine who'll buy that thing 1, 2, 3. And my friend wound up being this guy right here, Greg, the guy with the mustache right here. Greg did the undercover work. Me and Greg used to work. He did get shot on the job in Manhattan. He got shot. So anyway, I digress. So anyway, I was getting contact visits by the police. And they come and say, okay, I got a rug I can give you. A stolen rug. What the fuck am I gonna do with this? Don't know, but this guy's telling me this rug is this, that, and the other thing. And in 1964, it was stolen in W.J. Sloan's. So I had all this information. And at this time, this was the end of 74, early 75. And they go, a rug? And I go, yeah, a rug. It's a stolen rug. You said anything, it's a stolen rug. Who the fuck ever heard of a stolen, who ever heard of this? But I'll tell you what, my friend Jim Doherty, you know what he did? He researched it. He said, when was it stolen? I said, 1964. He says, where was it stolen? W.J. Sloan's. And I even know how they did it. They bought a cheap rug and had somebody they knew work there, and they rolled the cheap rug into this rug. That's Robert Morgenthau in his office. I was there. I was there when they shot this picture. It was in the newspaper, November of 1975. So look at that rug. And it was made by children, a bunch of children. It took them like 2 years to make it. So this was that rug. Robert Morgenthau became the district attorney in January of 75. And so this was like the first time he made headlines right here. So it was, I made a big splash over the stupid rug. So that's how I become an informant, and they get me out. So so what is it like? You all have heard stories about what it's like being in prison as an informant, because if that shit gets out, you'll never hear about it. You'll just get shanked. You will get murdered. You will get murdered because there's plenty of people in the prisons that I was in, and this one here, Greenhaven, that was no joke. That are doing 25 to life times 3, running wild. They'll never get out. They don't care. They make their bones whacking a snitch in jail. So that I had to be very quiet. How do I do that? So now after they recover the rug, Greg goes down and he convinces the guy to show him the rug. And the guy actually gave him the rug. And then they locked up this guy, Picard's friend, in the Bronx. The trunk was in the Bronx. And they locked that guy up. So now once they locked him up, now this guy Picard's about to tell everybody in the Queen's House detention, I'm a snitch. Now how the fuck do we do that? So as soon as they locked that guy up and we locked down at night, his cell, I was on the 4th floor of the Queen's House detention. So his cell was like right next to mine. In the middle of the night, click, you hear the gate open. Come on, pack it up, God, pack it up. And he took him out. I said, hey, where you going? I don't know, take me out of here. We get a beard. He was an old guy. He was an old guy. And he wound up getting away, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So they moved him. Now they got me. So what did they do with me? They said, okay, he has a parole revocation hearing. Jim Doherty went to all the cases that I had bail on, like it was like 2,500, 3,000. He went and had the judge reduce the bail to $1 amount, $1 on each one of them. He paid the bail, and now I was free to go, except for my detainer, my parole violation was holding me. But that forced New York State authorities to take me out of there. Queen said, hey, he's not mine. We don't have no hold on him. Take him. And they did. And they took me right to Greenhaven in Stormville, New York. That's where I was in. So, but yeah, it can be, if that shit would have got out, there's no taking it back. And then the other thing a lot of people ask me too is, did I ever get the R word in there? And of course not, because I knew how to fight. I was from the Bronx. I wasn't like these kids that come from like Schenectady and Albany, and they have no I don't know, but I came from the South Bronx of New York City. And the other thing that really helped me a great deal was the fact that I knew a lot of black guys that were. As soon as I walked in, I knew 10 people that were there. So I was good. I was good, but I still had to fight. But where was I? So that never happened. And the other things that I'm going to be doing in another video is about some of the fights that I had in jail. And then, okay, so let me back up. I shouldn't really back up. So yeah, I'm not gonna. There were so many things. Like I already did a video about my escaping custody when I was being transported from Rikers Island to Elmira when I first started my bid. But we're going to get into that maybe in the next one. I don't know. I'm all over the place. But I just wanted to let you know how dangerous what I did really is. Now, once you're out as an informant, they can put you in WITSEC. There's a whole bunch of things they can do. But I managed to do it for 3 decades and not get shot. I was shot at a couple of times. Even one time right here in my house, I did a video on that too. You see all the bullet holes in my door where they were taking headshots. So, no, I never got ARD in prison. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in maybe the next one, about my prison stay and what it was like to do time, being this good looking in prison. Oh, that could be a fucking problem. That could be a problem if you don't know how to carry yourself and fight. You have to know both. You have to know how to. I talked my way out of more badass situations in prison. Not so much prison in Rikers Island. That Rikers Island was, let me tell you something. Prison, this place here was nothing compared to Rikers Island. If you could make it come out of Rikers Island with your manhood intact and all your teeth, you're doing good. You do no prison, no state prison is worse than that fucking zoo down there. And I was there for a long time. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know how it started, what it's like being an informant in jail and being aware. Not only that, when they did lock up that guy Picard, right now everybody knew that it was me. They knew in Queens I was attention, but by that time I was upstate, and then I got out. Then they got me out. So that's what it's like. So please like and subscribe. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one.